Heyo, welcome to Space Couch. I will be with you in a second. I just lost the chat window, but you get this wonderful little bonus song today, and we're back. You see it? Everything's easy peasy when you're just flying through the literally gravityless void of space. We're just gonna do oh no, welcome to Space Couch. Will this be the last episode? Will we crash into the sun with me trying to get this going at the last minute? Who knows? That's okay. We'll just go. Call the spaceships to Davenport. Prepare for Divanarchy and interface with a couch in space. It's Space Couch time. Once again, there we go. Dan and Science Fiction in the chat room already. 2B Girls on Twitch says, hello, I heard Modal Citizen is going to be here today. You are right, 2B Girls on Twitch. We have a very special guest here today, all the way out in space, but we couldn't get to space without the fuel we need to buy, and that fuel is, of course, care of our wonderful sponsors. Brand new this week is Tiger Squawk Records. You want to check out all these wonderful releases, such as Navigator, the new single from Duckbag TM. Also, Amalgamated Cadaver, pretty dope Gossicles remix on that. Brain Games, the new EP from Cutbrain out of Boston. Comrade Computer out of Yakutsk. Not really, but it's great. Club Ovator out of Victoria, British Columbia, in Canada. Beta Virus's new one is awesome. You want to check out Emerging Eldritch from Science Fiction. It's so good. You also want to see all the new singles from Circles out of England. Can't go wrong. Gasoline Invertebrates' new album, Cracked Wax Battery. Of course, the Ukrainian benefit from Elias Synesthesia out now. Distortion versus Tiger Squawk in pre-order. The giant 36-inch track. Also, Mysticon, the Mysticon sampler. All available at tigersquawkrecords.bandcamp.com. We just have an amazing assy art from Bad Seed 666 in Twitch of a space couch. Well done, sir or ma'am. Chef's kiss indeed. I am incredibly excited to talk to today's guests. Guests, plural. We don't often get the treat of multiple people in the room, but we got all of the band here today for a Space Couch Super Show. Let's stop beating around the bush. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Modal Citizen. What's going on, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Hey! Yes, we have. From screen left to screen right, Yancey, Adam, Ryan, and Sean, Shaun. How is it going, guys?
Everything's
all right.
Great.
Welcome
Great.
to space. Happy you were able to make it. I'll send you the bill for billions of dollars every second to beam from Virginia out here into the cosmos. I'm kidding. Let's set the table a bit because there's a lot to get into. I know labels are silly, but what do you go with? Like industrial rock or like synth metal? Like where would you put it? Your sound, I meant to say.
Industrial metal.
Industrial metal. Okay, dope. What? And give me the reasoning behind the spelling of citizen with an A.
What? That's all you.
That's a great. You know what? So the modal part is actually more important. That there's an A and that because it's the word modal, and then we just whacked out the E and the A with the A over there.
Okay, I didn't pick that up.
But yeah, and it has everything to do with being on top, being face, like the whole word modal coming out of the computer world, like being like a window that's always on top. Everybody's seen a window, like it pops up, and then you have to do something with it. Actually do anything else in the system, and like the kind of lot of music that we have, like there's a problem, situation, something that it's emotion, like bring to the forefront, like talk about it, and can't. A lot of the songs, they kind of like them to freeze you and captivate, and that's the idea behind that whole thing. So that modal, there's an A in there, always on top, number one.
Oh, that's fascinating. Like, not only are we sort of branding it with the switch of the model to modal, but the idea of resetting or going back to the top with that A, that's really cool, man. To say nothing of the revenant imagery of a reset, but we'll get into that. Let's do this. So 2022, as long as we're talking about the music, I have my questions out of order a bit. We have the release of some new singles. Pretty exciting. Let's check out not only the music, but the video for Crossing Over, parentheses, When I Rise. Right. So awesome. Pretty good stuff. So this track in particular, tell me about the creation of this, and how this one came to have the video.
Where you going on the creation of it? And these guys have talked about the creation of it. I can talk about like the
yeah, let's do it.
Out long. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So there's okay. So I'll just go straight into it. Yeah. So the creation of it, we did it up in Williamsburg. We had whole casting kind of thing. Camera roll, all that actors and all that. Did a lot of cool stuff. When you watch the video, the video, you'll see that tub of blood. And the podcast. It's actually at the very beginning of my second episode. When it actually really gets into the story where the main character of the story, he just fed up with everything. When you listen to it, there's a lot of bad shit. There's a lot of bad shit has been going on. And he decides to a hotel, locks himself in the bathroom, turns his phone off, and he splits wrist. That's when he dies. And in his mind, this is where the crossing over part happens. It's like he's like split my wrist, fell asleep. And when I woke up, I saw standing there before me, just for me, or an agreement, just for me. And that agreement is either you can come back and eradicate all sinners kind of thing, or have the choice of going whatever. That kind of. So he's like, when I saw God, and I decided to agree to this. That's the whole thing. He's like crossing over, and in the song, there's like lyrics, your life, had a way of making, and it's just like screaming, just all this rage, and it's like everybody's been there,
wow.
and. So it just talks about, and there's like some fun stuff in there. He's got control of demons and all this other stuff kind of stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff in that song when you actually read the lyrics.
Find that out.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So it's interesting how I think it's how we tie that podcast into the book of escapism. It's not out yet, but all that stuff is intertwined. This makes it very easy for us to create content.
Well, we got it. There's a lot to unpack there. I want to acknowledge him getting getting a little bit of feedback or echoing. People are saying, yeah, we are bouncing the signal off a black hole today and routing it around an asteroid belt, so there'll be a little bit of jank, but it's all right. We're just going black metal today. Going a little bit distorted. That's how we roll. Now, I fucked up a little bit because there's your music is so intertwined with this podcast, which is fascinating, that I wasn't quite sure where to start, or even, to be fair to me, you almost can't introduce one without the other. Don't let me put words in your mouth, but your band gestalt is so fascinating to me because you've created this narrative podcast that not only is that product available to people, but it's also the wellspring of your music. So we started with, of course, the band. We tend to be a music-centric thing here, but we've got to get into, now I'm going to back up a bit and get into Revenant 1. This is a narrative podcast as you hear it, or at least as I interpret it. We'll go heavy on the clips today. Let's jump into just a little bit of the trailer for the audience. This is the trailer for Revenant 1, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Or, oh no, space controls! Space problem!
There is a story of life and death, tragedy, hate, and sadness, pain, and resolve. There is something about being right in life. When you die, what will people say when they are looking down at you? How did you go? Where will you go? Forgive my meandering, but we offer an explanation as to what can happen in a contract with God. To set you on a parallel plane with the Creator. Oh, oblivion. Take a journey with us into the inexplicable.
Yes, well.
Yep. That was funny.
What was that?
I said was a lot
Yeah, well,
I remember
our guests can't hear the wonderful audio that you at home can hear, and I am sure, having heard such audio, you are wildly intrigued as to where you can get more. Let's just do like a high-level overpass. Tell me about Revenant 1, the podcast.
Wow. Like, where do I begin?
Right.
First of all, I just want to know, the first episode kind of set stage for where the mind is. There's a little bit of religion in there. Talks about God and some things, but like the second episode is really like things like kick into gear. So don't get discouraged. The first one's kind of whatever. Just get to the second one, and then tell me put it down.
So,
but
this is a story.
There's a lot to it. It's a story. Yeah, and it's kind of like a psychological, but it's also this character combating like good and evil in his head, and trying to make decisions. Should I follow through with certain things? Should I do this and that? There's a lot of observation, a lot of moral observation. Like a lot of the episodes will start to set the stage. The first couple minutes, there's some setup for each part of the story. Like for instance, it talks about how at the beginning you come home from work and you sit down on your couch from a tired, really long day. This really tried you, and you barely got, and then you see a spider that crawls across your living floor, and then brush smash it with some demising object. Just like a brick, just smash the shit out of it, and then you pick up the object, look down, spiders dead. But like you smash it down, and you want to make sure that it's, you know. But then like I draw a correlation between that and how people want to control things that scare them or they're afraid of. And then later on in the podcast, you know, we draw a correlation between them like Jesus,
Wow.
how human wanted to kill Jesus because you know they wanted to prove in their mind that they had control over something that they feared and that might be more powerful than them. Right. So then it goes on in the podcast more and then it gets to Citizen Kane, which is the song, you know, off of the first album, and it gets into how Citizen Kane was there to ensure that the fiction of Jesus happened because you know, there were people trying to stop it, but then you know, Citizen Kane was there. It's like, you guys are fucking stupid. No, it doesn't matter who it was. You know, we doesn't matter if you say it's like if it's son of God or not. They would have killed him anyway. You know, this little thing we're doing right here doesn't matter. They would have killed him anyways. And it has everything to do with people don't want to be.
Wow.
You know, they want minds and but you know, there's a lot more to it. There's monologues of Citizen Kane there, which I'm doing it, but there's monologues and really listen to this monologues. You're like, shit, that is actually true. It's totally true. Or crazy.
So you're kind of knocking me on my ass with your fire hose of energy, and I'm loving it. And so is your process such that, all right, I'm sitting here and I've got this chaos storm in my head, right? And I need to synthesize all this darkness. Pardon the pun, not synthesis like VST synthesis, but just consolidate all this darkness. Do you go to the written word first, the podcast, or does that come out musically first? Does one drive the other for such a unique model, pardon the pun, of a band?
Yeah. I mean, you hit it nail on the head. There's this chaos storm in my brain, and I hate bad, but I really do. And there's so many things that happen on a day-to-day basis that they don't realize that somebody's life and generations just be ruined, you know, for generations. And like I just think about stuff like that all the time. I'm thinking and like podcast story and all that stuff is just going around my head. A lot of times we're just sitting here and drinking and just. Then the next thing you know, we're like, I pick up the microphone and I'm like, go, and then it kind of comes together. Sometimes we write shit out. Sometimes we sit down and we're playing stuff and just kind of. I write the lyrics to what I try to make it all work. But what's interesting material is that you can talk about people and bad shit all day long. We can in there and make it work. It just depends how we're feeling when we're creating like great stuff. Back and
kind of,
and everybody gets together. The five new songs the next, and it's like on this shit.
That is amazing. Like it's just another sort of a pan to catch that much more creative runoff. Like, you're not wasting anything. I love it. Let's go on.
Sorry.
Go on.
Does that answer?
That is. I mean, yes. I mean, not specifically, but it does answer it in terms of like you're trying to get to this conclusion. Yeah. It's not regimented. It's all sort of in this primordial modal soup. At least that's the way that I'm interpreting it. Delicious metal soup. But you know what I'm saying. We have so much homework for you guys today on this show. We first want to go to modalcitizen.bandcamp.com. Is that where people should go for your music, or is that super? Check that out. You want to check out not only Crossing Over, but some of the new singles as well. And go on.
I said balls. Balls is legit. I mean, it's
you have a track called Balls. It's awesome.
Yeah. Put some balls in here.
I mean, why should today be any different? I said, why should today be any different? But yes, after you're done with that, put the track balls on your phone because it's slamming. It is a dope track. So we can, but after you're done, working out or whatever you use that that aggressive stuff for, you put on Revenant 1, make sure the lights are on and the door is locked, because it's gonna creep you out.
It's better. Lights off.
Yeah.
It's actually turn the lights off and just not back into non-existence and just listen. With honest.
Apple Podcasts is where I found that. Do you have a preferred platform that people go to? Any everywhere. So Episodic Podcast, check it out. They are much like peanut butter and chocolate. You can eat them individually, but when you put them together for the complete experience, that much more shit happens. Right. So you want to check out both of those things. Crack the beverage of your choice. If you're representing, because we saw a clip of the music video, do you have to sit down and sort of decide how to represent visually a piece of audio? I'm always sort of fascinated how that process comes to fruition.
Yeah. I mean, so we did script it out. We had ideas. We sat down with the whatever his name, like person question. Sat down, and we just scripted out. We had some things that we wanted to change and things like that. We had definitely had to have in there, But it's thought it was kind of in my mind. It's kind of easy to get that thing going because when the person that initially wrote the full script. The first take of it, anyways. When you listen to the podcast, it's very easy to be like, this is what I'm feeling, what I'm feeling, and he had it in there. He had it in there. He's like, I want to have points where there's normal you, the revenant one, where there's this outline of like this figure or whatever, and it's like on a mission, and that kind of thing. There were some that were made that we could have some things that we wanted to do, or we could have wanted to do, or we could have done better. It was our first take at it.
It looks great. Everybody check it out. It's called Crossing Over. It's on YouTube right now. We have a few stock questions here on Space Couch that I'll bust out. I want to do this specifically because I just have to know if we sort of wrapped up the gestalt of Modal Citizen for Modal Citizen, the video game. What would be that like? Would you have a lot of modes of transportation, like literally modal, like a planes, trains thing? Would you fight? Oh, I don't know, some sort of giant gothic lizard? The podcast. What's that?
Gothic lizard could be Gothic lizard.
Yeah,
I think it pretty much Doom, like a more Doom based. So like you're like the revenant going back and forth from other altar worlds. Yeah, we could definitely put it in the boss levels.
Resident. I actually think of something like
very cool.
There might be some. I don't
know if you guys ever play Soma, S-O-M-A.
He was mentioned that. I saw him mention.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. It's sort of one of those. It's first person sort of slow discovery games, and you eventually find out you're in a robot body. But I brought it up because there's a sadness to it, and there's obviously a horror element to beings coming back from the dead, but. In my journey, I'm not to the end of Revenant 1, but there's a lot of the horror comes from the psychological sadness. I felt like he's just this dude trying to.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so it might be something like that, or you might do this insane Gonzo Doom thing where it's you're going between heaven and hell and fighting gothic lizards and. As our screen left guest is today. So, but I mean, maybe that's sort of your brand is like this 0 to 60 balls out industrial metal, but at the same time, like let me read that lyric for a sixth time and sort of figure out the meaning there. Cool. So we'll check out Modal Citizen Doom, whatever. Revenant 1.
Do we agree on totally? Sadness within very applicable. Is very applicable.
Well, you can come with the series. Once you get that money from the first one, you can fund your passion project. You guys are in nominally Virginia Beach, or not. I'm just getting that from the Bandcamp. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about that particular scene, or what it's like to work across, with the dude in Richmond or whatever.
Cool.
It's kind of out on the run.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Jump in there.
There's a god. There's a god.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've certainly been to Fallout in Richmond. I've just not had the pleasure of checking out Virginia Beach, but I'll certainly do so.
I particularly don't want to just apply. Even though I know certain pieces that we have. Certain pieces, a good majority. In fact, a good majority of them. I would say that almost all of it is applicable. There's also some cross. There's also some cross genre. Like Hunter, like the Hunter. That song is in my mind. Every time it turns in my mind, every time I have something on my, if I have something on my list or whatever, or like I have shit on or like I have shit on whatever. Or when Hunter comes on, I'm like, I just don't even know if I can listen to shit. I don't even know if I can, And I know for me, there's something to it because it's from a moment in my life, and it's just really, really deep. But I mean, anybody could listen to it. It's very approachable, and everybody's been there, and it's just, I mean, there's lyrics in there that's like, is it all right if I still call you baby? And, do you, don't lie. I know you still love me, but it's even if you don't, it's okay because I still love you. It's
pretty.
And then it just goes on the song and it just
intense,
picks up
man.
Somebody, if there's somebody else, I'm going to hunt them and I'm going to hurt them, and it doesn't say I'm going to kill them. It just says I'm going to hunt them, I'm going to hurt them, but everybody has been there.
Sure.
And that's very, so like I said, I mean, I want to state that we do have cross genre, beyond us. It's very beyond. I don't want to say it's very, I don't want to say some 9 Inch Nails. In fact, there's some 9 Inch Nails. In fact, one of our stations that plays one of our stations that plays the shit out of our stuff. He let his wife listen to it. He let his wife listen to it. This is a new track. This is a new track. But it's like, it's more upbeat. Definitely stomp your foot to it. Definitely stomp your foot to it. Just, I think who was saying recently. Who was saying recently. Oh yeah, Sapphire V. Oh yeah, doing an interview.
Oh nice.
Doing an interview and who's a Melody Whore. And they were like, they were listening to our stuff on their way back from a show that they were playing, and they were like, these guys, you just never know what they're going to do, but whatever they do, it's going to be badass. That's and it's awesome. Like, we do a lot of different stuff. We kind of stay in that same, that same area. But like I said, a lot of our stuff is very approachable. There are some things that are next step, which we understand. I mean, I think in my mind, there's Numlock and some other tracks from the first album that, once you get into Modal Citizen, you go back and listen to that stuff, you're like, holy shit, these guys are really deep. They're really thinking about a lot of stuff, and they're really putting down some serious emotion. I mean, and in my mind, I grew up on Nails, Manson, The Doors, I mean, all kinds of different shit. I mean, all kinds of different shit. Take that, and I want to take it one step, and I want to take it one step further. Something different, something better, something different, something better. I'm not no disrespect to those. I'm not no disrespect to those guys. I want to build a legacy. I want something that's long lasting. I want something that's long lasting. We've even gone as far as we've even gone as far as with the Reveling podcast. A website, a website that's inside of that's inside of the podcast, which is inside of the podcast, which is a company that's able to communicate with spirit. Is able to communicate with spirit. We have this website. We're starting this. So when people actually listen to the podcast, it'll talk about Spirit or somewhere. We plug the website somewhere. Next thing you know, it's like this whole company. Next thing you know, it's like this whole company that's connected to spirits.
Got a universe.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, we're just going all out.
Two B girls on Twitch says yes, exactly what I thought when I heard Modal Citizen. How deep they were in their thinking and expressions. So well done. well said, 2B girls on Twitch. Do you guys find that you get punished for that? Meaning, like, if you're doing a metal night and you bust out a keyboard, people are like, what are these guys doing? Or likewise, if you're doing an industrial night and you bust out the guitars or whatever. Or do you generally find that there's a pretty positive reception when you cross boundaries like that?
I mean, that's the crossover thing. That's the crossover thing. The metal scene.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? You broke up a bit.
That's the cross genre. That's the cross genre thing. Because you end up getting metal and industrial bands, but it's just small. But it's just small. It's not
cool.
Yeah,
A little bit of a dice roll, I guess.
I mean, honestly, like we've been getting from the Twitch crew, with like Renegade Biz, Renegade Biz, Go for 2666, throughout different areas, the states and different countries, and we're getting a really good response. We're getting a really good response to our music. I'm only in Twitch, in chat, talking with people, with the DJs and stuff, and they freaking love it. They freaking love it, man. Really give us a
That's because they have good taste. Go on.
I wanted to say something. All these different people, all these stations that connect and all the stations that connect and all this stuff. What ends up happening, fucking phenomenal, I think, is that they end up being amazing people at their heart. You know what I mean? Like, you can run, you know what I mean? Like, they can just be like, they can just be like, whatever, sideswipe, maybe like, whatever, whatever. They get to know us, and we get to know us, and we get to know them.
Totally, right?
These guys are
like,
they got in the right place. It's not in the right place. It's not just some mindless, stupid. They're really awesome. They're really awesome. I love that about it. I love that about this whole thing.
The Twitch community, is like really awesome. Is like really awesome. A lot of the DJs that play have a really good following. They have a really good following. Everybody gets in there. Everybody gets in there. Very respectful with each other. And very supportive and very supportive of each other. Different DJs or different DJs or different bands and musicians. And to me, that's wonderful. So
all that.
Cool. Let's say, speaking of Nine Inch Nails and so forth, if, let's say, 4 of your musical influences got together to do a Star Wars remake, who would be each character?
Uncle Al's
Okay.
He says Uncle Al. He says
Yes. Built my hot rod, Jesus did. Yes. Okay. Al Jorgensen is totally Yoda.
Darth Vader.
Would he be Trent? Because it's this arc of like there's like he starts out like kind of good and then gets like super shitty and then like ends mean or ends good, right?
And he's like, I'm your dad.
Yeah.
Manson should be Vader. Skywalker. Yeah. That's good.
Manson Skywalker, Trent's Vader.
Gary Newman's Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Gary won.
We got Trent Baker.
Here in my speeder.
And then we have Marilyn Skywalker.
Our droid's electric. Yes. Okay, we did it. We did it really quickly, ladies and gentlemen. To recap, we have Al Jorgensen is Yoda, Trent Reznor is Vader, Marilyn Manson Skywalker, and of course Gary Wan Kenobi as that. There it is. We'll let George Lucas. You can have a few percentage points off the back for that, but that's mostly a Space Couch Modal Citizen jam right there. Nick Cave with side buttons. Yes, all right, sweet. We'll have Nick Cave as Leia. Sure, why not?
Wait, Nick Cage is Nicolas Cage.
Wait, did I say Nick Cage or Nick Cave? They're both Leia. They're both in the movie, and there's just two Leias for no reason. I love it.
That's crazy as shit. That works.
Okay.
I'll run.
Bad Seat 666 says, I've never seen a Star Wars. Well, we got close enough today with Modal Citizen. In fact, all you need to do is go to modalcitizen.bandcamp.com, pick out some wonderful new music, and you'll be there. Speaking of which, are these singles a prelude to a new album?
Yes. So Jackal is coming up. I'm not even ready. The people out there when they listen to it. Control Alt Complete was the thing.
That's your prior album.
Jackal. There's a lot of
Jackal is the name of the upcoming Modal Citizen.
Yeah, and that ties into the podcast as well.
Oh, yes.
How that ties in, like you start with balls. We just talk about balls.
I mean, yeah.
It's kind of I don't want to say it's blasphemy. I don't want to say it's blasphemy, but it's really saying that our creators use the same blueprint, everything on Earth. And the principles kind of apply ground zero, all the way up to people. And it's when we collide, break and kill one another. So it's pretty deep. It's not just the balls. We named it balls because we thought it was kind of funny, but in a kind of shock. We listen to a lot of our songs, especially on there's a turning point. And I like to call it like a turning point of conviction. It's kind of pop, and not a pop. It has this feel to it. It's like kind of. A little bit of lax, a little bit of I don't know. It's kind. I don't want to say funny, but then all of a sudden, the song turn in the song, and the synth. There's this like low droning bass, and all of a sudden, he's saying so it comes from the podcast. It's like I was there in the desert fire, and pillar of fire. Read the Bible. It talks about Jews follow fire, and it was like God, and it was like God leading them around, and then it says when he broke fire, called us fire. When God started destroying some of them, worshiping false idols, and then it says we're all on this pile, and when we collide, we break, kill one. So it's like there's a lot to it. I mean, we range from problems all the way through like going back and kind of kind of thing, but like all in that same bubble like. Spirituality problems.
Adam and I were talking before the show, and it seems like each of your religious backgrounds plays into at least the podcast, and by extension, I would guess then the music. But is that a reflection of a religious background?
Who religious?
Just so we houses.
I'll take it. I guess run with it too. But in my mind, there's a lot of different religions out there, and you can't really fault anybody for having them. Like you may grow up like a Muslim, you may grow up as a Christian. But the deal is like you can't really say that anyone. Like the deal is like that's programming and try to be better at life. And that's really what it comes down to. So want to talk about religion. Yes, we did have an upbringing. Like there's a point where you break off, and then you go into your own life, and see your own person. It's what you take from that foundation and how you apply it to the world. Is what makes you who you are, a good or a bad, like makes the world better or worse. So I think a lot of it plays into it. But the bottom line is I hate that. But the age a lot of times comes from that. It comes from that. There are things. Sometimes we take the altar side or the other side or the other part and say, hey, look, I'm a bad person. This is how I would do things. But the deal is, it's all kind of like I said, in that same realm of stuff, and it just makes it easy. And it feels good. It feels good. Yes, it feels amazing to create
you are right, but you're certainly no stranger to that with all the projects. What is next for the mighty Modal Citizen? Are you focusing on any one thing? I am sorry. What's that?
I said world domination.
Well, yeah, you know, you can have. I'm out in space, so feel free to take over the whole planet, man.
That's a great question, Brian. You know, in my mind, I love gluing and I like getting people together and creating doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just moving forward with that, gluing people together, growing things. We talked to like Sean Levin and people out west. Bevan's doing a lot of production, whatever, mastering, whatever. I want to take it to maybe like
and when you say you're talking specifically about Revenant 1.
Well, I mean, like all of it.
That is it. You can't really separate it. It's kind of almost the same. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe like maybe there's a band in there, and they're playing shit, and maybe that music, that kind of thing, So it's like, or maybe music, and maybe we do the production, and maybe we actually do the soundtrack of the show, But the thing is. There's a bigger gluing people together, creating a platform where people can actually create, work together, and create a family that are just people that are doing great things, and expressing things in a way that maybe would make the world a better place if you can actually see what the fuck is going on. So like we unravel, put it in plain sight, people understand that hey, look, this is what's going on. This is how it makes do this. When you do this is what happens. This is what happens to that kind of
fascinating.
Well,
we can certainly dissect that both narratively in podcast form and musically over the course of several tracks. Pick all those up. Yancey, how's it going? Cool, man.
It's like doesn't look like he talks a lot until you get him talking.
We got the Gothic Lizard in the room. I just wanted to say what's up. So we are gonna bring this flying couch back on into the station from its rogue flight path here shortly. Thank you at home. I understand we got into a little bit of an audio time delay with like the Oort cloud and like Saturn's rings fuck everything up. But now we're bouncing things off of the ethereal gates of heaven and the primordial brimstone of hell, because Modal Citizen is in the house. So we're bouncing the signal all over the place. Shit got fucked up, but it's fine. You can listen to it. It's fine. It probably
Uranus.
Right into Uranus. Right. It makes those balls from your song resonate. Yes. That's how we do. Testicle resonance was going to be the other name for the show, but we decided on Space Couch. So we want to go to modalcitizen.bandcamp.com or any number of places. Generally speaking, you want to check out Revenant 1. There is a non-insignificant amount of wonderful free audio for you to listen to and get caught up in. You're folding your laundry at home. You're not listening to a podcast about revenants. I don't know what you're doing with your life. So you want to check out Revenant 1. Exactly. You guys playing live anytime soon that we should plug?
Spring, summer.
Oh, it's coming right up then. Check out Modal Citizen live. Anything in your area or around, you can't go wrong. Bring a seatbelt because you'll need it. But this is Brian for Space Couch. For Yancey, for Adam, for Ryan, for Sean, SHAUN, saying call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for Divanarchy, interface with a couch in space. Space Couch out. Yeah. Okay. So I usually leave the audio going over the end credits here. If you wanted to throw anything in last minute, but don't all these. Oh, did I cut you off? I think I did. Shit. All right, we'll figure that out here on future episodes. Like that. Can you guys hear me? All right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, all right, so this is just the ending credits. If you want your name in the ending credits, go to patreon.com/gotsicles. Modal Citizen, thank you so much for having me, or being on the show and, us having each other. All right.